Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. What? What's up, gamers? So, Final Fantasy VII Remake is trying to beat Final Fantasy 12, huh? Ain't that something? I have always said Final Fantasy 12 was the best Final Fantasy ever made. And this article that I found is proving the point. 12 was the best. 7 put PlayStation on the map. 10 was okay. But 12? Yeah. It had that open worldness, hack and slash meets turn based, and your freedom of movement in battle was real key. But that gambit system, oh yeah. Really, really good. Final Fantasy 12, man. I'll pick 12 over 10 and 7 any day. Any day of the week. Anyway, look, listen to this. Says here, got this little article here. Says here, Final Fantasy VII Remake Battle Lead wants to surpass Final Fantasy XII's Gambit system. Says here, Final Fantasy VII Remake famously swapped out the original turn-based combat system for a more modern action-based hybrid. And it says, with more characters, combat style more difficult to adapt than others. With the next installment, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth leads battle programmer Satoru Koyama is shooting for the stars. Shira Archaeology Department is a Twitter account, and to translate Japanese Final Fantasy tidbits like one below, which purportedly comes from the remake Ultimate Strategy Guide. It says here, when asked what challenges Koyama would like to tackle in his next work, he said, I would like to create an AI that can juggle a variety of techniques and magic. My goal is to surpass Final Fantasy XII Gambit system. I also like to focus more energy into the aspect that support players' control, such as classic mode, where characters fight automatically. I think it's a shame when people can't play a game they're interested in just because they aren't skilled with action-oriented mechanics. Final Fantasy XII Gambit system allowed players to set parameters for their characters in performing in battle automatically, like healing allies at a certain health threshold or targeting specific elements weakness with the appropriate magical attacks. It was a wonderfully deep system allowing for precise control, although not exactly welcoming to more casual players. Considering teammates needing babysitting was one of our biggest personal bugbears with Final Fantasy XII reimagining combat system. This is welcome new indeed. Do you hope Koyama succeed in his ambition? We won't have much longer to wait, as the Rebirth is still slated for winter 2023 launch. Sounds off in the comments section below. Look, Final Fantasy XII, man, to me is the best Final Fantasy ever made because of what they brought to the table. And you notice, Final Fantasy XII. So, Final Fantasy XII is the best, Final Fantasy on what it brought to the table. But then Final Fantasy VII Final Fantasy VII Remake didn't go back to its original form. It went to a more hack and slash type, like Final Fantasy XII had it. So basically, 7 is copying 12. You're trying to redo the combat, the gambit system in Final Fantasy XII. That's going to be a tough challenge to do, to accomplish. That's going to be a tough challenge to accomplish, to surpass the gambit system in Final Fantasy XII. I have always said 12 was the best game, best Final Fantasy, but many people didn't see what I see, because in a RPG, you want to be able to move around and heal your people and mix different things to accomplish the mission, and that's what 12 brought to the table. 12 brought like a turn-based hack and slash type RPG to the table, and That's gonna be. It's kind of like in a Zelda form, so that was gonna be difficult to beat. So seven had to go. Seven had to go that route, but now the directors of Final Fantasy Seven remake, they trying to redo the Gambit, trying to surpass the Gambit system in 12. I don't know, man. That's gonna be difficult, man, to do. We're talking Final Fantasy 12 here. This game, yeah, it's that good, man. The game is no joke. A lot of challenges in that game. A lot of raid missions you can go on to level up. So yeah, a lot of boxes to unlock, so you can get some rewards and stuff like that, and building up your characters and going on from there. But Final Fantasy 7 trying to beat Final Fantasy 12. I don't know. It's gonna look like it's gonna be a tough challenge, man. 12 wasn't no pushover, man. And I've always stood by 12. When everybody was saying, "Oh, it was 7," "Oh, it was 10," I was like, "No, it's 12." I stood by it. And then to see this article from Push Square, yeah. There's another Final Fantasy that they talk about, that they talk about Final Fantasy and Xbox. Square and Xbox. Look, Sony had a good relationship with Square since PlayStation 1 days and PlayStation 2. Remember when the original Xbox came out? They never had Final Fantasy on it, so Microsoft was trying to make a name for themselves. But when they got to the 360, now Final Fantasy came over to the Xbox and Xbox One, and I think that's it. So Final Fantasy to me is best played on PlayStation. It's best played on PlayStation because of the history with Square and Sony. Square Enix Final Fantasy put PlayStation on the map. Sony and Square are like partners in crime, like I told you. Yeah, they built a good relationship, man. And then once Squaresoft went CDs, they haven't looked back. Then PlayStation built a huge user base just off that alone. So yeah, Final Fantasies are best played on PlayStation. The ones on the Xbox are good, but it's because of the relationship with Sony and Square. It was Sony and Squaresoft, right? Enix was making their own Final Fantasies. Their own RPGs called Dragon Quest. But now Enix and Square merged, so now they're known as Square Enix. So yeah, when it comes to Final Fantasies, it's best to play them on PlayStation. Yeah. So yeah. The thing is that when Square was at their lowest point, and Sony snatched them up, and they haven't looked back since. So yeah. So if you don't see Final Fantasies on Xbox, it's because of the relationship with Sony and Square since the PlayStation 1 days. So yeah. But other than that, man, Final Fantasy 12 still better than 7. 7, the remake trying to beat Final Fantasy 12 Gambit system. I don't think so. 12 is no pushover, man. 12 is no pushover. 12 is really, really, really good, man. 10 was okay. 7 was okay. 8 was okay. 9 was okay. But 12? Yeah, that's more like it. 12 is no. To me, was the real deal. And now 7, the remake, is trying to beat 12. Yeah, the director got his work cut out for him. We'll see what they do when the Rebirth come out. Okay. Anyway, I did this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek.